So welcome you all for the Golan classes. Yesterday we started the chapter thermodynamics. Okay, so then in the thermodynamics we are discussing calorimetry. So today also we will continue the remaining part of calorimetry. Yesterday we have seen so principle of method of mixtures. Okay, now so after complete and specific heat. What are the topics? Mainly yesterday we discussed is specific heat and heat capacity. Then thereafter we studied about the calorimeter and so change of states, that is melting, boiling. That yesterday I told to you the melting point or boiling point, so which depends upon pressure. Today we will start our discussion. So how does the melting point or boiling point changes with the pressure? So what is the topic name is variation of melting point. We will write it as MP, and boiling point I will write it as BP. Okay, with the pressure. Okay, now. So this is very important concept. Many conceptual questions can be asked based on this topic. The scientist name Clausius and Clapeyron has given one equation. That equation is given by dP by dt is equal to L divided by T into Vf minus V. This is the equation given by Clausius and Clapeyron. How does the boiling point temperature and melting point temperature varies with the pressure? The variation of melting point and boiling point will be represented by this equation dP by dt is equal to L by T into Vf minus Vn, where L is the latent heat. So today we will discuss what is latent heat. Before chapter also once we come to know this, but once again we will see. And T is the temperature of the body. So T is absolute temperature. We will call it as absolute temperature. Then Vf is the final volume. And Vi is the initial volume. What is Vi? So initial volume. Okay, na? So variation of pressure with the temperature. Variation of melting point and boiling point with the temperature. So where T is the absolute temperature, or you can also call it as boiling point temperature or melting point temperature. So during vaporization is the process in which liquid will be converted into vapor. During this vaporization, always the final volume of the vapor is greater than the initial volume. No doubt, whatever you take the vapor, its volume is greater compared with the volume of the liquid. So that time, whatever you get dP by dt, so dP by dt. Here what can I write? It is capital T, temperature. dP by dt is equal to positive. How it is positive? L value constant, T value constant and positive. When Vf value greater than Vi, the total value is positive. So when it is positive both are, then what can I write? dP directly proportional to dt. Where here dt is the change in the boiling point or melting point temperature. During vaporization, we will discuss regarding the boiling point. Since dP directly proportional to dt, with increasing the temperature, with increasing the pressure, so what happened to the boiling point temperature will be increases. Whenever the pressure increases, what happened to the boiling point increases. Whenever the pressure decreases, what happened to the boiling point decreases. Here I will come to know what is the working principle of pressure cooker. So pressure cooker, generally common question. Everyone will use pressure cooker, but most of us we don't know what is the working principle of the pressure cooker. So in this pressure cooker, what we'll do? So actually water, we take for cooking water only, na? Anyone will take oil? No. So water will boil at 100 degrees Celsius. At normal pressure, water boils at a water pressure 100 degrees Celsius. Whenever if I increase the pressure value, so what happens? The boiling point of water will be increases more than 100. Why we can cook the food fastly in pressure cookers only? Why not in normal vessel? When you put the normal vessel at normal pressure, so at 100 degrees, reaching of 100 degrees temperature is very easy. When you put the bowl on that stove, the temperature immediately rises to 100, means within a less time temperature reaches to 100 degrees. When temperature reaches to 100 degrees, the water in that, whatever the water you will take for boiling of your material, either rice or dal, so that water will start evaporating at 100 degrees. Due to that reason, so before cooking that food properly, the water will go out. So that's why the food will take more time in order to boil. Whereas because of increasing the boiling point in pressure cooker, so then what happens? Even after 100 degrees also, water will not boil. For boiling water to escape into vapor, it takes still more temperature. Due to that reason, the water temperature will be remains at high, more than 100. So that's why that water will be so used for cooking of our items properly. Understood? When you put the cap inside, so what happened to the pressure? Increase. When pressure increase, what happened to boiling point? Increases. Understood? So finally, what happened to the boiling point? Boiling point value increases with increasing the pressure. After boiling point, the next one is the melting. So what is the meaning of melting? Melting is the process of conversion solid into liquid. So solid liquid ಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ what you need to supply the heat. So that what temperature solid is converted into liquid, that temperature is called as melting point temperature. Correct? Now let us see, so what happened to the melting? So melting point temperature with the how does the melting point changes with the temperature? Here I want to study the variation of melting point with the pressure. Sorry, it is not temperature, it is pressure. To study this, so in this there are two cases are there during melting. So there are example for some solids. Whenever some solids, when they converted into liquid, the volume of the liquid is more than the solid. The example for this is wax and sulfur. In this example, whenever a wax or sulfur converted into solid to liquid, the final volume of the liquid is greater than initial volume. In this case, so what happened to the dP by dt? So dP by dt value will be positive. So when dP by dt is positive, constant positive. When dP by dt is positive, dP directly proportional to dt. I will write it as capital T. Then dP directly proportional to dt means with increasing the pressure, the melting point value increases. You should get it by increase. When both quantities are directly proportional, when one quantity increases, other also increases. Due to that reason, with increasing the pressure, the melting point also increases. For which one? For only some solids which will expand, so when they melted. There are some more types of solids are there. You take the example of ice. You take the example of rubber. In this, so when they converted into liquid, their volume will be decreases. So in this case, the final volume is less than initial volume. Whenever a final volume less than initial volume, dP by dt value will become negative. Because so Vf value is smaller than Vi, this total value will be negative. When this total value is negative, so then what we can able to write? dP directly proportional to minus dt. The minus sign is indicating with increasing the pressure. So what happened to the melting point? Whenever a pressure increases, so melting point value decreases. Are you getting it? Whenever you increase the pressure, the melting point value can be decreases. So okay, that is only some solids which will contrast during when they converted into liquid. So these two cases are important. Melting point value always, boiling point value always increases with increasing the pressure, whereas the melting point value may increase or may decrease. It will increase whenever the solid will expand on heating. It will decrease for those solids which will contrast on heating. So these 2 points are you need to remember. And one more important point in this also, during the melting point, one more important note, whenever you go for a hill station, whenever you climb for mountains, whenever the people, those who will go for mountains, so their cooking is somewhat difficult. Why cooking is on mountains? On mountains, or you can call the places where height is more. The variation of pressure formula given by rho into G into H. So you will think that with the height H value increase, pressure value increase. But along with the H value, when you are going to height, the density of liquid, that atmosphere decreases, G also decreases. Due to that reason, so on the mountains, when you are going to mountains, pressure value decreases. When pressure value decreases, what happens to the boiling point decreases? Boiling point decreases means, so water will start boils at less temperature, at 50 degrees, 60 degrees only. That's why the cooking will be, in order to cook properly, the water should not allow to evaporate fastly. The water should remain in the liquid state only. The boiling point value should increase. In order to increase, what we need to do? Pressure has to increase. Understood? Here we come to know one more important point related with ice. For in case of ice, with increasing the pressure, so what happens now? The melting point value will be decreases. So I will take one more example. Till now cleared everything? Clapeyron's equation. How does the boiling point value changes with the pressure? How does the melting point value changes with the pressure? So then here one more important point is, so ice can be melted at minus 10 degrees or minus 5 degrees also by increasing the pressure. In case of ice, so this is called as resolution. What is resolution? So you take one ice cube. The temperature, surrounding temperature, for example, minus 5 degrees Celsius. You can cut this ice cube. So you can take some weights. Some I will consider it as, so for example, this is one ice cube. So you take one wire. So after taking wire both sides of wire, you hang some weight. You put that weight on this ice. So what happens? The wire will be passed out. The wire will be here. How can I show? The wire will be passed out through this ice. But what happens? The ice will not break. Ice will not break. So what happens? With increasing the pressure, the melting point of the ice value decreases. Ice will decrease, ice will melt even at a minus 5 degrees Celsius also whenever pressure is increased. So I will tell you an example. First, let me tell you what is resolution. A resolution is a process in which, so what happens? The solid will be melted by increasing the pressure. Then after removing the pressure, the that melted solid will be re-solidified. Once again, what happens? It will be condensed. First it will melt, again it will be condensed. That process is called as resolution. Once again, what is resolution? The process of, the process in which a solid can be melted at low temperatures. So by increasing the pressure, after removing the pressure, the solid will be again, so that liquid will be again re-solidified. That process is called as resolution. So in this resolution, what we need to do? We need to do the pressure to be increased, then automatically the melting point value decrease. The ice will start melting even at the minus 5 degrees also. Once the pressure is decreased, removed means the ice will be re-solidified. So that process is called as resolution. So applications of resolution, the preparation of snow balls. Snow balls will be there now. Snow will be formed in the form of balls. That snow balls can be prepared with the help of this resolution only. So skating, you know that everyone. Skating. Generally, we cannot skate on the ice. When a person standing on the ice, by applying the pressure, the ice will be melted. So because of in water, he can able to move easily. Where he is putting the leg, there ice will be melted because of increasing the pressure. Then when he remove his weight, immediately what happened to that ice will be re-solidified. So that is also called as what? Resolution. Resolution is a process in which solid can be melted at a temperature lower than its melting point temperature by increasing the pressure. So that is called as what? Resolution. Understood? So this is regarding the variation of which one? Melting point and the boiling point. So with the pressure. After completion of this, so next we will discuss is regarding the triple point. What is the meaning of triple point? Triple point. Generally, triple point is the pressure and temperature at which the three states of matter will be in equilibrium. This topic is very important and somewhat difficult to understand. So listen properly. Whenever, at what temperature and pressure, the three states of matter, solid, liquid, vapor, three states of matter are in equilibrium. So that is called as what a triple point. To understand this triple point, first let me tell you what is phasor diagram. Phasor diagram or phase diagram. It is not phasor, sorry. This is phase diagram. Phase diagram is the graphical representation of variation of pressure with the temperature. So that is called as what a phase diagram. Let me draw the phase diagram for water. CO2, sorry, H2O. For water, if I draw the phase diagram, the phase diagram of water will have three lines will be there. So one line is, this is ice line, and this line is vapor line. Or better, I will use the names for this line. That line's name I will write downside. So this is O, A, and this is B. I will start, this is O, and this is C. So there are three lines are there. So OC called as Hoar Frost line. The name of OA is called as ice line. And the name of OB is called as vapor line. What is the meaning of these lines are indicated? So actually now this is for solid state and this is for liquid state and this is for vapor state. So first in this three lines, first let me tell you regarding first one, this is AC, the C we called here now. So that's why we call it as this is AC and this is DC. Sorry, this is the value of DC. Then what is the meaning of what is AC is representing? AC, the line. So generally when you are here, you see the AC value is indicating the variation of melting point. Here so this is the graphical representation of variation of temperature with the pressure. So you see here, so corresponding to the points on the line AC are representing the pressure and temperature at which a solid will be converted into liquid. At what temperature and pressure solid will be converted into liquid. Everyone will tell you, in order to convert ice into water, we need 0 degrees Celsius. But now we come to know, with increasing the pressure, ice can be also melted. So ice can be also melted less than 0 degrees. So if I plot a graph between how does the melting point value changes with the pressure, that graph is given by one line. That line is called as AC. So you can see this line, the slope of this line is negative. Slope is, so what happened with increasing the which one pressure, so what happened to T value decreasing. So slope value negative means what does it indicate? We know that with increasing the pressure, what happened to the melting point for ice will be decreases. So what does the AC indicating? AC line name you can also call it as ice line or melting line. So these are the line on which at what pressure and so temperature both solid state and liquid state. So here can I call it as, because I am drawing, this is the phase diagram for water. That's why solid is ice and liquid is water and obviously wind. So vapor. At what pressure and temperature both ice and water are in thermal equilibrium. So that line name is called as ice line. Are you getting up? What is the meaning of thermal equilibrium? So when ice is converting into water, before converting into water, the temperature of the ice is 0 degrees. When it is converted into water, the initial temperature of the water is 0 degrees. Then water and ice both are in thermal equilibrium. Which equilibrium? Thermal equilibrium. So on that line we will get set of points corresponding to that pressure and temperature. Both solid and liquid are in thermal equilibrium. Similarly, what is the meaning of vapor line? So vapor line is DC. So this is the line which will represent how does the boiling point value changes with increasing the pressure. So we know that with increasing the pressure, the boiling point value increases. That's why this curve BC. So or otherwise CB. So I will call it as CB. I will call it here as CA. Okay now. So this curve CB is positive slope, which indicating with increasing the pressure, the boiling point temperature also increases. This is the line or curve corresponding to which for every point of this line or curve, so which states are in thermal equilibrium. So water and vapor, both liquid and solid states are in, both liquid and vapor states are in thermal equilibrium. Before converting into water, the temperature of the water is 100 degrees. When it is converted into water, so temperature is, vapor initial temperature is 100 degrees. Then water and vapor both are said to be in thermal equilibrium. So BCB is the line, set of points corresponding to pressure and temperature at which the vapor and the liquid are in thermal equilibrium. Similarly, so what is Horn-Frost line? So generally, what is the meaning of sublimation? Sublimation is the process in which solid will be directly converted into vapor. So without going to liquid state, the solid will be directly converted into vapor. That state is called as sublimation. So what is that state name is? Sublimation. The reverse process of this vapor converting into solid is called as, so that one only called as, so this is HOAR or frost line. So that is HOAR FRASC. That process name is called as hoarfrost. In this hoarfrost, vapor will be condensed directly into solid. So that's why this line name we can also call as sublimation line also. Instead of this, I can also call this line name sublimation line. So this is the line corresponding to, so for this points corresponding to on this line, solid and vapor are in thermal equilibrium. Okay now? Okay, three lines are cleared up. Better if you want, so you can remember this line name also called as sublimation line. Sublimation line. Okay, Nara? Okay. Now, what is meaning of triple point? Triple point is the point of intersection of which one? Both the sublimation line and ice line and vapor line. At what point? So these three are intersecting. So that line corresponding to that point, so three states which we state are solid, liquid, vapor are in thermal equilibrium. So that point only called as triple point of water. The water triple point value, so pressure value 0.006 atm atmosphere pressure, whereas the temperature value given by so 273.16 Kelvin, which is approximately 0.001 degrees Celsius. Very important point. What is the triple point of water? Water triple point. So triple point of water. Can I write down for water? Triple point of water. So what is the pressure? 0.006 atm atmosphere pressure, and temperature is 0.001 degrees Celsius. These are the pressure and temperature at which the three states of matter will coexist, will be in thermal equilibrium. So this is, I have drawn only the triple point of water. This graph is not same for all states. If you draw for carbon dioxide, so that phase diagram will be different, and triple point value also different. Okay now? So and one more important point is, so example for the solid which will undergo sublimation is camphor, and one more is of so which one? Cast iron are the few examples which will undergo for this so sublimation. Camphor, know that now? So that camphor is the one example for the solid and iodine also. Iodine, even it is also will undergo directly from solid to vapor. So these are the triple point. Clear? So after completion of this triple point, next one we will discuss what is latent heat. The last topic of this calorimetry is latent heat. What is latent heat? So will be represented by L. I have taken ice. I want to convert ice into water. What we need to supply? Heat is needed to supply. Before converting into ice, so water, the ice temperature is 0 degrees. When once ice started converted into water, the immediate initial temperature of the water is 0 degrees. For example, initially ice temperature is minus 10 degrees Celsius. When I started supplying heat, the temperature of the ice will be increases. That is, so minus 9, minus 8, minus 1, like a 0 degrees. When once ice temperature reaches to 0 degrees, ice will not be melted immediately. Are you getting it? In order to melt, it requires still some amount of heat. So, though temperature is not changing 0 degrees, but to convert ice into water, here molecules are closer, here molecules are far. So, to increase the separation between the molecules, it requires some energy, it requires some heat. That amount of heat required to change the state, that is called as latent heat. So, what is the definition for latent heat? The quantity of heat required. So, heat required for what purpose? To change the state of a substance, at a constant temperature. This point is very, very important. Constant temperature. Temperature will not vary. So that heat is called as what? Latent heat. The heat required to change the state of a substance at a constant temperature. So, how much amount of heat required to change the state of a substance? The delta Q value directly proportional to mass of the substance. Understood? If I take 1 gram of ice, I will take 10 grams of ice. In both the cases, same heat is not same required to change its state. So that's why the heat supplied is directly proportional to mass. To remove the proportionality, so m into proportionality constant is L, where L is delta Q divided by M. Even we can also write it as Q divided by M. Where the name of L is called as what? Latent heat. What is the name of L? So L called as what? Latent heat capacity, or simply so latent heat. It is not latest heat. So this is latent, older one only. So that's why latent heat. Okay, na? So what is the definition for latent heat? If m value is equal to 1 kg or 1 gram, so then what happen? L value is equal to Q or delta Q. So latent heat is numerically equal to heat supplied to a substance of unit mass to change its state at a constant temperature. So that is called as what? Latent heat. So SI unit of latent heat given by joule by kg or joule kg inverse, and CGS units are given by calorie gram units. Okay, na? What are the factors on which the latent heat value depends? Factors affecting the latent heat. So latent heat value depends upon nature of the material. It depends upon nature of the matter. So this is one of the important points on which the latent heat value depends upon. Okay, now? So after completion of this, so next one is what is the meaning of latent heat of fusion? Latent heat of fusion is the amount of heat required at a constant temperature to convert a solid into liquid at a constant temperature. For a solid to convert into liquid, how much amount of heat required at a constant temperature is called as latent heat of fusion. For ice, the latent heat will be represented. I will represent the latent heat of fusion with LF. The value is 80 calorie gram. What is ice latent heat? 80 calorie gram. If I want to write in joules, so 80 into 4200. So what I will get? Joule kg inverse. Because 1 calorie 4.2 joules. 1 gram 10 to the power of minus 3 kg. So that's why which can be written as LF value, so 0.336 into 10 to the power of 6 joule by kg. You have to remember these values for doing numericals of this chapter. These values are very, very important for us. This is called as latent heat of which one? Latent heat of vapor and fusion. After completion of latent heat of fusion, so next one is latent heat of vaporization. What is the next one? Latent heat of vaporization. What is latent heat of vaporization? It is the amount of heat required to convert the liquid into vapor at a constant temperature. To convert liquid into vapor, how much heat required at a constant temperature? Okay, Nara? So for water, this latent heat of vaporization LV will be equal to 540 calorie gram. Whereas the value in SI system is 540 into 4200, so that is joule gram kg inverse. So which can be also written as 2.25 into 10 to the power of 6, so joule kg inverse. This is the value of latent heat of vaporization of which one? Of water. Now you tell me which value is greater? Latent heat of vaporization is greater or latent heat of fusion is greater? Latent heat of vaporization value greater than latent heat of fusion. What does it mean? So water required more heat to convert into vapor compared with the ice to convert into water. Understood? So one is of latent heat of vaporization, other is of latent heat of fusion. I am telling, without can remember these formulas, this chapter problems you cannot do it. So that's why that values you need to remember. Okay, Nara? So one is of latent heat of vaporization and other is of latent heat of fusion. So next one is, even graphically also we can calculate this latent heat. So let me discuss how does the temperature of a body changes with time. I want to plot one graph. In this graph, so I taken one beaker, one copper vessel or calorimeter. I have taken one solid. I started heating the temperature, supplying heat, and one stopwatch is given for us. One ice cube is given, one solid is given, and one stopwatch also given. What I told to you, so measure the temperature with the time. When I plot the graph between temperature and time, first, so which state is there? That is for solid state. With increasing the time, the temperature of the solid will be increases until temperature reaches to which temperature? Melting point. When once temperature reaches to melting point, so what happened? Time increase, but temperature will remain constant. So what happened? During this time, the heat supplied will be utilized for what purpose? To convert the solid into liquid. Okay, now? Then again, with the time, what happened? Temperature value increase until the solid value reaches to which point? So this is temperature until it reaches to boiling point. Once boiling point is increased, though time increase, but temperature value remains constant. So then again what happened? The solid will be converted into vapor. So what happened? The solid will be converted into which one? Vapor. This is the graphical representation. How does the temperature of a substance vary with the time? In this you can see, this is one line, this is one line. So these are the lines corresponding to which what happen. So time during which a solid will be converted into liquid or liquid will be converted into vapor. During this time, temperature value not changes. Only which one changes? So time value changes. This is one of the graph. And one more important graph for us for calculation of latent heat. So that graph is given by how does the temperature value changes. The variation of one more indication value. So variation of temperature with heat supply. With the heat supply. Same, one calorimeter given to you. So I taken one solid, started supplying heat. I told to you, plot a graph between heat supplied and temperature. First what happened? So for example, one ice cube is given to you. So first the ice will be there in state solid state. With increasing the heat, what happened to temperature? Increases until so temperature reaches to melting point temperature. Can I call it as O? So then thereafter what happens? Temperature value remains constant. Though heat is supplied, what happened to the temperature? Remains constant. Correct? So temperature will remains constant though heat supply. Can I call this line name is AB? Then thereafter again what happens? So heat will be. Then thereafter again what happens? With increasing the heat, temperature will increase. Here solid will be converted into which state? So this ice was there now. Ice will be converted into water. Temperature of the water value increases. Temperature of the which one? Water value increases until temperature reaches to which one? Boiling point temperature. Then thereafter again what happens? So temperature value remains constant until total water will be converted into vapor. So this is the graphical representation CD. How does the temperature of a body varies with the heat? So what is the heat supply to convert the ice into water at a constant temperature? So that is called as what AB will give you latent heat of. So AB value directly proportional to latent heat of vaporization, latent heat of fusion, latent heat of fusion value. And similarly CD value directly proportional to latent heat of vaporization. When you are drawing this graph, you should take care that AB value should be smaller than CD because latent heat of vaporization value greater than latent heat of fusion value. That you know that na? Latent heat of vaporization is greater than so latent heat of fusion value. And what is the slope of the graph will give you? So slope of the line AB is directly proportional to 1 by m into 1 by so m into mass into so specific heat of ice. Similarly, the slope of the line CD is directly proportional to 1 by m into specific heat of water. Okay, now by the formula only. So yesterday I written the specific heat formula. S is equal to 1 by m into delta Q divided by delta theta. Here delta Q divided by delta theta will give you m into S. Correct? But there delta theta divided by change in temperature by delta Q. So that will give you 1 by m into S. Understood? That's good. And this is the graph, and this is about a calorimetry concept in detail we discussed clearly, because now if you listen the class properly, conceptual questions also you can answer directly. When you are sending the conceptual questions, don't forget, so you need to send along with the answer reason also. Okay na? Thank you.